In this activity, I am going to show the process on how to input this data on the Excel. And this is the format of the uh, transactions, and this is what it actually look like. So in transaction A, open a business checking account and made a deposit of $9,000. So the cash will increase. That account will goes to the cash section and it will increase by 9,000. And of course, the capital will also increase by 9,000. So in transaction B, paid rent for June for office space and computer equipment by 3,000. So we paid cash. So our cash will increase. We have to put a negative sign. And of course, the capital will decrease. So in transaction C, purchase office supplies on account by 1,980. So there is no cash included, but the accounts payable will increase by 1,980 and office supplies will increase by 1,980. So in transaction D, receive cash for service rendered for 4,500. So our cash will increase 4,500 and also the capital will increase by 4,500. So in transaction E, paid creditor for office supplies purchased on account by 1,040. So our cash will decrease because we paid from our cash. But the liabilities will also decrease because we paid our accounts payable. So in transaction F, purchase office supplies for cash for 420. So we use the cash, so our cash will decrease by 420. But our office supplies will increase by 420. And in transaction G, billed clients for consultation performed on accounts by 4,600. So we billed to the client, so our accounts receivable will increase by 4,600. So we now have the accounts receivable account, and also the capital will increase by 4,600. And the same process will go to the rest of the transactions. So you just have to identify the to which account that belongs. Example, if that account will belong to cash, and you just have to input it in the cash section or in the account receivable or in the office supplies. So you just have to remember that if there is a deduction on the amount or in the account, remember that we have to put a negative sign so that the amounts will automatically decrease. So I already to make the video short, I already input all those data, and this is all the data I obtain. And in this scenario, we have to add all of this cash to obtain the total amount of the accounts. So how are we going to do that? We have to put a functions. In this scenario, we are going to add all of these accounts or all of that amount. So we have to put a functions or a function of sum, and click all this cell or drag this A transaction sum and drag this transaction A to L, and we can obtain the amount of 7,220. And the account receivable also, we have to put equal sign first and function sum and click this cell or drag the cell, and we obtain the amount of 1,600. And in this section, again, we have to put equal sign and function sum and drag this cell down to the bottom, and we can obtain the amount. And the same process will goes to the next accounts. It is not yet. So by putting a function, then all those accounts are, or all those amounts are automatically calculated. So it's just easy as that. So in this scenario, in this section, we will compute the total asset, the total liabilities to see the difference. So in the total asset, we have to calculate or to compute the total amounts. So it will includes the cash, the accounts receivable, and the office supplies. So we have to put functions again by putting equal sign and sum and drag all these accounts, and we can obtain the amount of 10,900. And for the liabilities and equity, we have to put a sum function equals sum and drag this cell to the capital, and we can now obtain the total liabilities and equity, and the difference is 0. So just simple as that, by putting a functions, and all those amounts are auto calculated. So now let's move to the number 3. So it has been determined that the cost of supplies used during the month was 600. So there is an account included. So 600 will, the office supplies will decrease by 600. You have to put negative sign, and also the capital will decrease by 600. And this is not yet included in the total amounts of the office supplies and copy tab, so we have to edit this one and drag again down to the bottom, and the new amount will change, and the amount is changed, and also this one. And the new amount, and the difference is still 0. So let's move to the question number 4. So how does transaction M differ from transaction L? Then why is it is treated special? So in this scenario, the owner is withdrawing the office supplies on personal account. So we have to remember that the business is separated from the owner itself. So we have the business, or the owner's interest should be separated on the business. So that is why the 600 will included in the section equity, and the difference is still 0. And now let's move to the what if analysis. So Wilson initially invested 9,000 in the business. Could he have invested less? Then how little could he have invested initially and never his cash go balance to zero? So we have the this running cash balance cells, and he invested 9,000 in the business, and we put $9,000, and in this cell we have to deduct or this account in this here, and it will automatically calculated. And there is no cash transaction in the C, so we just have to copy it. It will automatically copied. And the next cell, you just have to click this plus the cell in the B11, and it will automatically calculated, just like the same process. In the next cell we have to click the J11 plus this cell, and it will automatically calculated. The same process go to the rest of the accounts. The same process, and I already done all the accounts. I already calculate all the accounts, and this is his running cash balance. So you just have to add all those accounts, and he will end up his cash balance by 7,220. And even if he invested let's say 2,000, his balance is still not will go to zero. Let's say he will invest 2,000, he still got 220 pesos, and his balance will never go to zero.